It will be a fight.
And there'll be a lot of death, unfortunately.
It will be a fight we will win.
But a lot less death. But there will be death.
People should be actually kept out of the country for at least 28 days.
America is not prepared.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Willem Powerfish, the greatest man to ever live. He is here, a true Australian. Welcome back for your second time on the Butterfield Effect. It's marvellous to have you here, you hot bit of gear. What's doing, you sexual human?
How we going, Isaac? Great to be here again, my friend. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good to be here. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to fuck. I'm ready to do whatever you want. I've got a call. Hang on.
Oh,
hey, Jacob.
Sake. Fuck off, Jacob.
Hey, mate. I'm just busy at the moment. I'm just doing something. Can you fuck off?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, he's gone.
Now, for those of you watching, and welcome back to the Butterfield Effect, this is the first one of 2021. I know I said I'd never do another one because Butts just he ran out of things to say, to be honest. That's pretty much why. This is the first one of 2021, and welcome back to everybody who is listening to this. Willem Powerfish, if I had to describe him, is a comedic gangster. He gets out into the real world. He's not like me who hides behind a camera. Well, he gets out there and he fucking goes hard in the paint. He's looking for trouble, and apparently he's found it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Willem's in a bit of trouble. He could be going to jail, and I think that's how I'll entitle this video. Willem Powerfish. Will he go to jail? Will he be molested in jail? Probably. But I'd like to give something to all of you who don't know Willem. I'd like to give you something, a bit of an outset of who he is. This man has donated more money to charity than anyone that I know. I think it's up there with probably Richard Branson. He has done more for men's mental health than anyone I know. He has the most committed audience out of anyone that I know. He's a very nice human being, and he's in a bit of strife at the moment, and I thought I'd invite you on. Willem Powerfish, good evening, good day, how you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm doing great, mate. I am. Yes, it seems that the fish is under attack.
The fish has been hooked.
Yeah. Yes, I have been hooked. Someone threw out some burley and I took it. I've made a couple of bad mistakes. And now it's time for me to pay for those mistakes. Unfortunately.
So what happened? I mean, you are very well known for Get the Dogs, for Blokes on Blokes, for throwing chooks, for going to male brothels, that type of stuff. But take me through what happened to get you in the courtroom to be facing. How many years in jail are you facing at the moment?
I think it's a maximum of 7 years.
Jesus,
it's
very scary. Very scary. Of course.
Okay, nothing's impossible. Even when I talk to my lawyer about it, I say, "Can you guarantee me I'm not going to go to jail?" He's like, "No, I can't, because that's a possibility for that sort of charge." So look, basically anything could happen. There's people that say, "Oh, you won't get a fine too big, you won't blah blah," but really, no one actually knows, until the day that the magistrate decides my fate. So yeah, it's pretty fucking scary. It really is.
So let's go back to what happened to start with. Why are you in this position? What did you do?
So basically, I done boat ramp sessions 1, and that was basically having a boat and a trailer, and being that guy down the jetty that would jackknife the trailer, not know how to reverse, hold the lineup of people waiting to come down the boat ramp, just be that guy that no one likes,
someone who can't get their boat into the water. That's what you.
That's right. And they do
in the fishing
there are
sense.
people that's right. There's people like this. So look, I did that one. It was a hit, and I was like, you know what? I'm turning it up a notch. I'm going the full way on this one. I'm going to give it all I got. So yeah, basically ended up sinking the boat and the car. Didn't think obviously beforehand. Kind of just went with it and did it, and
So you were, sorry to interrupt, you were reversing the car and the boat and trying to freak out the dude who was trying to direct you of how to reverse
Yeah,
your boat in there, and you went too far. That was the joke, that was the bit, and it ended up in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically that guy was already there. He was sitting under a tree. I think he was living out of his car. He was actually kind of just cruising. And I said, well, I went up to him and said, I have a little bit of a, difficulty reversing the trailer. Can you guide me? He's like, yeah, no worries. So yeah, he actually played a big part in that. Because, he was doing the old right hand down, oh no. And then when it happened, he threw his hands up and kind of, and I thought, geez, this is pretty full on. And then when it actually happened, I was like, I think that's when it hit, and I thought, holy fuck, like, should I have done that? Did I really just put a car in the water? Yeah. So
what happens after you put the car in the water? You've stopped filming. What happens then?
Yeah. So basically, I put it in. We had the tow truck on call. Rang the tow truck to come there and pick it up. One of the bystanders actually knew who I was, and rang the police. So the police came down, the fire brigade, all that sort of thing came down. And as soon as the police came down, I got changed. I was out of character. I was like, yes, sir, no, sir. Just being Willem kind of thing, and, going along with whatever he's asking and whatnot. And then basically that was it. We got it towed out, and he said he'd be in contact with some charges. And that was 2019. Yeah. So it's a long time ago now. And basically it's just been constantly getting adjourned, further charges coming on top. It's been a real nightmare, to be honest.
How did you find out that this was going to? Obviously, the copper on the day said that this is going to be something may come out of this. You put the video up in 2019. Does it get a good reaction from the Powerfish fans?
Yeah. Look, a lot of people loved it. Yeah. A lot of
I thought it was great. I thought it was fucking hilarious. Did it get a lot of views?
Look, I don't think so. Not what they're trying to say how I've benefited from it financially. I don't think so, because they're trying to do, like, there's a thing in there that they're talking about. I think it's called an MOB or something like that, which means they want to take what they think I made from the video. Okay. So, because you can't make money off of crime. I don't know.
You can prove that with analytics, right? I've got my YouTube analytics that I could show, or you've got Facebook analytics and YouTube analytics you could show right now of how much you made. I think
it's around $1,000 I made for that video.
Okay.
So there's no. The lawyer fees are already they've gone way above that $1,000.
Of course. Well, take away the tow truck fees on the day, plus the fucking car and the boat that you sank.
Yeah, I know. But look, man, what do you do? Like, I know I made a mistake. And, back then I was very immature with, just as a person, I think, with the content and everything. And I think that we've come a long way since then. And people we make mistakes, but if you learn from those mistakes, that's what matters. If I had went back and started doing it again, then hey, like, you're a piece of shit, dude. Like, you know what I mean? You've done it once, you want to do it again, you're a fucking idiot.
You just become a nuisance at that point.
Yeah, I understand that. But look, at the same time, there's more two-stroke engines cruising around in the river with tinnies on the back of the tinny that are putting more pollution in the water than what I did. They made out that it was it's like an oil tanker spilled. You know what I mean? Like, we emptied the fuel and the oil beforehand, and we left enough fuel in there just for me to drive there and, do the stunt. And I think on the surface, you could see like just the slightest little puddle. Like I'm talking like nothing, but geez, they're really trying to take me to town.
So how did you find out that this was going to end, to go the way it has? Like, did you get a knock on the door after the video went up, or a letter in the mail?
The police officer just stayed in contact with me. And basically from then on, I was just like, pretty much from the moment it happened, I was like, I got to get a lawyer. So basically, just got the lawyer and just kind of went like that. But I never really found out about the whole jail sentence and the big $1 million fine until, it would have been this year. Because I was kind of cruising, man. I was like, oh yeah, I've got court coming up. Like, I'm not I don't really care. Like, you know, I was like, okay, I'll just pay a fine. But I never knew what the fine was. But once they started talking about jail and they started talking about $1 million fine, and like these are the max penalties, but there's still a penalty that you can get. Like it's you know, it's not unrealistic. It can happen. You know, so like that stuff really fucking scared me.
For sure. Of course it does. Like that's, I mean, the concept of going to court and having to defend yourself. I mean, obviously you've got to outlay the cost of a lawyer, and I would assume you've been in court 4 or 5 times now. That's, you know, there's well over 20 grand, probably more of lawyer fees, right? Not to mention the effect it's had on your mental health and freaking out about it. Not to mention the fact that. But at the same
time, as saying this, you know, like I'm the one that with my I did so. Whatever I'm suffering now from, it's all my fault anyway. I bring it on myself. You know what I mean? And I think that's the only way to really look at it. Like I can sit here and sulk and I can complain or, you know, be depressed about it or whatnot. But at the same time, I've got to realize that, look, I fucking did it. So now this is just the consequences. Like, you know, what was I expecting?
I guess that's the when you sink a fucking car into a river, I guess you got to think that something might happen. But I don't think it's so much the consequences that are the killer here. I think it's more to do with the fact that the court keeps getting adjourned, and you got to wait, and you got to wait some more, and you don't know the answer, and all these things hanging over your head. And even though it is your fault, you're the person who's dealing with it. Something that happened almost 2 years ago now. You're just thinking to yourself, fucking hell. But a lot of media attention too. Like I was surprised of how many media groups were, you know, looking at
latching on.
Even last night on the news, I saw your Instagram stories on the news. I was like, oh my god.
And I talked about how the case is all clogged up. Yeah, I was surprised they actually put that on there, to be honest. Look, media attention, I've never really had it. I didn't really know how to deal with it, especially, you know, when it's something not positive and it's negative. You know, there's going to be a lot of hate towards that. You know, so I wish it was for good reasons, the media kind of coverage, but it's not. But there's nothing I can really do about it. They just love latching on to the whole $1 million fine, 7 years jail, social media prankster. Like they just
I mean, you know, and I'm sure you know this, but you're not going to get 7 years in fucking jail. You did. It wasn't the BP oil spill, but still, it's as you said, it's a scary sort of thing. And
well, look, I may not get 7 years. They could give me 2 months. Like you know,
even then, that's fucking crazy.
Fucking hell.
I know Willem looks like he's been in jail his entire life, but I don't think he wants to go back.
I've never been, and I don't want to go. Even though I talked to someone that's been, and they said, "No, you'll be right. They love you in there. You'll be right." And it's kind of like, yeah, but what about you're not a man until you had a man? Like, surely someone's going to hit me up on that, you know?
It only takes one. It only takes one to ruin that. Just go, hey, you're the bloke who wants to have a man.
That's right, and that's scary shit, you know. So, I don't know. So then it comes down to.
What are you doing to pay for all of this? Obviously, you make a good income from your job, but are you selling merch? Is there what's going to fund this?
Yeah, just selling merch. Look, people have been sending me messages, make GoFundMe and blah blah blah. But look, I think selling merch is exactly the same. I think that at the same time, people, you know, they get a shirt, they get something for whatever they bought, and you know, they can help the fish out as well if they want to.
So what are you selling? What merch are you selling now that directly supports this?
Just all of it.
All of it. Because there is the Free the Fish T-shirt that you're selling. And I know you had a better design for that, but you couldn't get that done, the design that I came up with.
Couldn't get it done in time. Some guy came up with some random blog. Yeah.
It was
Free Willy. It was a really fantastic.
Wasn't it?
It was a good design.
It was amazing.
It was good, and it would have been.
Yeah. So,
but hey, maybe if I go to jail, we'll be able to do it.
Yeah, you'll have plenty of time on your hands to come up with designs. So,
That's it, you know. So who fucking knows? It's just a crazy ride. And it's just.
so you're not allowed to make videos at the moment, is that correct?
I am allowed to make videos, but I just want to lay low. I don't want to put out anything there that they can pick at, because that's what it seems like they're doing now, going through older videos, investigating them, you know, picking through stuff, and like, I don't know. I don't want to poke the beast. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had so many perfect opportunities as well. Like just yesterday, there was, you know, 5 Chinese guys fishing down the beach, and you know, I love Chinese guys because they get so angry, like they get really angry about fishing, and you know, it was just so perfect, and I just thought, oh, this would be amazing, but I can't, because even if my rod touches him or my rod touches his rod, I don't know, a salt, like, you know, you got to be careful. Like, it's just, fuck. It's like I need to go to Bangladesh. I need to go to some third world country, and I need to blow boats up with dynamite there, and then come home and show the videos. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure the court won't pick up on what you just said in this podcast. Anyway,
But I'll leave. I'll film it, and then I'll be back.
So yeah, no, maybe not, you know, touch rods with Chinese men, whatever you want to do. But you could just like do what we're doing here and just talk about shit. You can still put things up.
I don't think people really interested in hearing me blabber on, to be honest.
See, I thought the same thing about myself. I thought, why would people want to listen to me? And it turns out that everyone wants to hear what I have to say about everything. Every fucking person loves it. They go, what does Butterfield think about this? I've got a rash on my ass. What does the Buttsman think? I mean, it's good. I like it.
Can I just answer this question for me? Why are you using a green screen? I don't understand.
Well, the old green screen used to be, you know, that big black gay porn star? That was one of the green screens I used to use. And there was another one of me in the bunker after the coronavirus really kicked off. I'm not really in the bunker anymore. I'm just sitting here. But behind me, I've just got a whiteboard. Yeah, but there's nothing here. There's a door over here. No, that side. There's a door there.
Why don't you film where this actual cabinet actually is?
Do you know how fucking hard that is? I got to move my desk. I got to move my computer. I couldn't. You know why I was late to this, even though it was my plan to get this happening? I couldn't find my fucking microphone, so I had to move this from my other fucking filming space. Oh, it was all happening, mate. All right. I usually use this one when I'm opening Pokemon cards. Now, that's another subject we need to talk about. How's your Pokemon collection going?
It's going really good. I've calmed the fuck down in the last 3 weeks. I haven't bought nothing.
Really? Because you have everything.
Yes. Very, very addictive.
Yeah, I know. It's gambling. That's all it is.
Well, yeah. I kind of found that out when I spent $4,000 to get a $300 card trying to chase it in open packs. And it kind of flicked in my head, and I was like, hang on, isn't this just like the fucking pokies? Like,
well, you have spent a little bit more than me. I reckon I've probably spent about $10,000 on Pokemon cards so far. So not much. I know that sounds like a lot, but
you made a lot of good investments before the blow up. So
yeah,
you know, you had. Yeah.
I had a Charizard, a base set Charizard that I think is now worth like $6,000 or $7,000. But I also, I just bought a house, and so I can't be spending this type of cash on Pokemon cards. All the money I make, it needs to go straight at the house, pay that off, and set the family up. You know, so it's good watching you spend it though. What's your Like you just bought a first edition fossil box. First edition. That was like $25,000.
Yeah, no, I didn't pay that, but yeah, I paid around.
Pay a bit more.
No, I paid around 20.
Okay.
So it's I see it as totally an investment. People call people crazy for Pokemon cards, but I call people crazy investing in stocks, Bitcoin, all that sort of shit. It's all a gamble.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Absolutely.
But look, it's good. I enjoy the cards. I enjoy having a collection, and I find it a good time, and it takes my mind off other things. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I guarantee you've got some cards next to you right now, don't you?
Yeah, I got cards.
What do you got?
I got a couple. But these are when I first started, I used to really like, unlimited cards and whatnot. But now I don't really fuck with anything that's not first edition because that's where I find the value. But
Okay,
I put
righto,
these
big dog.
two out of two. Can you see that?
A Dragonite.
Yeah, just the
That's
unlimited.
Unlimited from Fossil.
Yeah, and then
Holo. And what do you got there? A Haunter.
little-
A Gengar, sorry.
Yeah. So like, I pulled them out of some packs. That was pretty cool. And it's fun, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with being a nerd.
No, fuck
They're
no.
really-
I love it. Man, I on my second channel, the Buttsman 2, go and subscribe. I have a video every week that's a Pokemon related video. And me and me boy Brammers, we go and open up some cards. I fucking love it. I love it. It's not
fun.
it's great fun. And as
It
you
is.
said, it takes your mind off what you're doing at the moment and all the shit you have to deal with at the moment. I think that's really important. So what? So
100%.
So why did this last court date just the other day get adjourned? What happened there?
So they got adjourned because they're bringing up another charge from my previous video in October, which was crab pot sessions, where I drove my boat into another boat. And they're getting me on negligent, driving. Yes, well, but we're now in the process of looking on how to get a license to film these things. Kind of like what movies do, how they go out in public and they blow shit up. I don't know. We don't know if it's a possibility, but we're going to look into it.
Well, I mean, I guess you'd need a lot of things like public liability insurance and permits from the local government, all that type of stuff.
I think people need to understand. This is one thing that they need to understand, that the Powerfish is just a character. It is not me. It is not Willem Ungerman. Willem Powerfish is a character. Does that make sense?
Why don't you make a new character called Willem Ungerman and just have it a real serious bloke?
No. That's me. And this is the whole thing that we're doing for court as well, is that Willem Powerfish is the one in that video that done boat ramp sessions. But Willem Ungerman is a very nice man that does these nice things, charitable work, blah, blah, because it's true. I was in character, and that sometimes you get too deep into character and sometimes you do stupid things.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one thing I want people to understand, is that where we go from here with content, just remember it's a character and it's always been a character. Are all my videos real? Fuck no. How many are fake? You work it out. You got a problem with it, you don't like it, don't fucking watch it. I know that a lot of people do know what is fake and what is real, and they still watch it. They still get a laugh because they understand he's a fucking character. He's not fucking real. It's Russell Coit,
Yeah.
How many people watch fucking Russell Coit? This shit wasn't real. You know what I mean?
That's a great way to put it.
Well, Russell Coit's got nothing on the fish, mate. That guy's fucking washed up. He's fucking done. The fish.
Are you calling out Russell Coit on my channel?
I'll call him out. I'll pull his pants down. I don't give a fuck.
What are you going to do to him? Is it going to be a celebrity boxing match between you and Russell Coit?
A celebrity fuck off. I'll fuck the shit out of him. Nah, but he's a good bloke and he's funny. I like that guy.
Who don't you like?
Like on social media?
Yeah, who don't you like, and who do you want to call out right now?
On social media?
Who are you going to fight after your next court case?
Look, negativity is no good for anyone, but there's a lot of people on social media that I've got no time for. Let's just say that.
No, fair enough. Well, I don't know. From watching everything that's been happening with the court case from where I am, and I haven't caught up with you in a while, and it's a shame with the whole Rona and whatnot, and you refused to come near my house, so it's a shame as well. But I think it'll all...
Stop coming in that bunker.
Come in my bunker. I'm sure... I'm sure it's going to work out, and I think you've got such a thick and supportive base behind you that people will rally behind you and get you out of whatever sticky situation you find yourself in. Even if you were fined $1 million, I think that your followers,
no chance.
I think they would find the money. I really do.
No chance, and I wouldn't want them to either. It's not their responsibility. At the end of the day, like I said, it were my actions that put me in this position. I'm the one that had to suffer the consequences. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of it. Yeah, great, pay for my fine, pay, but I'm not that sort of a person. You know what I mean? I don't think that's fair. I don't. I made that video at free will. I wasn't asked by my followers to make that. You know, I did it because I wanted to. So yeah, no.
What about if you had some premium content like on OnlyFans or OnlyFins? Hey, there you go. OnlyFans.
No, OnlyFans. Everyone making OnlyFans are getting deleted. They're all losing their
mean?
account.
Why?
Well, you know, got 1 million, 2 million followers. They're posting the link in their bio. They're in their story. They're getting deleted. You can't do that because then, you know, Instagram aren't making that money from it.
Yeah. It's an interesting form of censorship. They're cutting down on the whores.
Dude, social media is getting so brutal these days. I commented the other day on this Pokemon thing. I said, "Oh, nice card, you dog." Got banned for 3 days. I was like, "What?" I said, "What nice card, you dog." You got to watch everything you say, and unfortunately, Instagram's going to get exactly the fucking same, if not worse.
When I started out making videos, I used to post everything to Facebook. My plan was to make it big on Facebook and then transition to YouTube, but YouTube took over. But every single video I'd post, there was a likelihood that it was going to get taken down. And I got banned probably every second or third week for 3 days, then 10 days, then 30 days. And I was so close to getting my account taken down. That's why I just never post videos to YouTube at Facebook anymore, because everything gets taken down.
No, it's unfortunately, and it's just going off by you know, how many reports it's getting. It's not actually, someone's not physically sitting there watching your video. They don't have the staff to do that, obviously. But yeah, like your content, especially, fuck. You wouldn't, yeah.
There was a clip of my Muslim joke that went viral, and all the death threats, etc., came from that. A clip of that went viral again on TikTok. Some dude posted it, a Muslim dude, and at the punchline, he just looks up at the camera and is just like, you know, not happy about it. I reposted that. I downloaded it, and then I filmed me watching it, and then after he gets really upset at it, I'm just like, bloody Butterfield, what an asshole, something like that.
What is your joke? Tell me the joke. Tell me the joke.
Oh, all right. Let's bring this up. I said that the saddest thing about the Christchurch massacre that happened, the terrorist attack that happened, it was horrible. The saddest thing wasn't that you know, countless people died that night. It was that thousands of people in Christchurch couldn't make it home from nightclubs because all the cabbies were dead.
I don't get it.
Because it's a racial stereotype that Muslims may be cab drivers. And people couldn't get home. Why do I have to explain it? Hey?
Indians are cab drivers.
No. White people are cab drivers, Willem. All right? There is no racial stereotyping happening on this channel ever again.
I have never been in a cab with a Muslim taxi driver, ever.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it doesn't matter if you have or you haven't. It's not true. It's a joke. It's not real.
I know, but I just don't understand. Yeah, like, I don't understand how people could really be getting, like, I don't know, like, taxi.
So one of the things that they said was that I was making a racist comment about that I believe that Muslim people are subservient to white people because they are cab drivers, so they are like slaves to white people. I didn't think that when I wrote that joke. Here's my thought process when I wrote that joke. Oh my God, that's the most horrible thing anyone's ever said. I'm going to say it on stage. That's it.
Well, look,
that was it.
Comedy's subjective, and unfortunately, I've heard way worse jokes than that.
I know.
I think you were just in the spotlight at the wrong time. But were you? Is it at the wrong time?
No, it's great. It's great for my career. And my next hour is me, you know, at the start of my next hour, I talk about it. It gave me an extra 20 minutes of material. And I mixed it up a little bit. I threw a few jokes. People are saying, oh, you wouldn't make that joke about Christians. So I made a bad joke, a mean, horrible joke about Christians. I wouldn't make that joke about white Australians. So I did a Bali bombing joke in my new show. You know, all of that shit. So I'm just sort of, every year that I have these, the year before I had the joke about the Jewish joke that got me in some trouble. Man, I'm going to have these dramas every year, and every year I get bigger, and it is what it is.
Yeah, every joke you're gonna get something.
The more the media talk about how bad of a person I am, how much of a comedian I think I am, the better it gets for me. And that's
Yeah,
that's the hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want the attention. No, you need the attention. That's how you sell more tickets. That's how you get more bums on seats.
That's right.
Anyway,
but very true.
But once again, what you said is the person on stage isn't the Buttsman who Willem Ungerman calls while I'm cooking pizzas for me, Mrs. Butterfield, and the pups, and we have a chat.
No, you're in character.
Yeah, it's
character.
me being a pig on stage, and I'm to the point where now do I put something on the door when people walk in that, hey, this is a warning. If you are a bit sensitive about certain subjects, do not come in. I will refund you now.
Not? Why not do it?
I think I will, because people particularly now, like if you don't know that now, that I carry on like a fuckwit and say horrible things, like seriously, fucking
I know that is comedy. Yeah, it's subjective. Look, honestly, say whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're there to rough feathers, so that's your fucking job.
I know.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I will continue to do. And that was like when the whole the Muslim joke thing blew up. That's a terrible choice of words. When that sort of kicked off online, people are like, you got to apologize. You got to apologize. I was like, no, you don't apologize.
No, of course
that's
not.
the
Then
worst thing you can do.
What was the point in telling the joke if you're going to turn around and apologize? And you're going to look like more. It's so fucking dumb.
It's the same.
Nah, the only thing, look, if that was me, and if I was, let me put it this way, if I was a comedian and I said that, and then the media took, the only thing I'd be thinking of is I'd be fucking scared. That's it. I'd be scared because...
Bruh. I had that many death threats. I had 60... Okay, so I don't know. On Instagram, I'm sure you get, 100, 200, 300 DMs a day. I had, and I'm not... This is not being crazy. I had over 60,000 DMs after that in a day. Yeah. And they were all so negative. People wanted me dead, man. It was, I'm going to find you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your dogs. I'm going to kill your girlfriend. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to kill your family. Man, over a joke. Like, fuck off. Like, are you kidding?
But no one said anything in public?
No. Never.
Yeah, that's a funny thing.
Never, man. Because they know that if they said that to me in public, like, I'd just be like, what are you talking about? Like, this is the thing with Twitter, and when things go viral and taken out of context, you don't understand that this is because you could take any comedian out of context. Yeah, like, how many comedians make jokes about autistic people or depression or all these other horrible things that happen in the world? Yeah. It's just part of stand-up. And I love it because that's another thing. I love dark, offensive, horrible humor. And if you come to my shows, that's what you're going to see. And there's no getting around that fact. You're going to think to yourself, oh my God, what the fuck? Even my brother said to me about my new show, he was like, oh, it's a bit full on. I was like, I know. That's the point. And I might reel it back a little bit because if you just have, hardcore joke, people just don't really care anymore.
All right, so this new show, you're going to tour. You've already started. You've done some shows for this new.
Yeah, so I did some trial shows last year, just before the last coronavirus outbreak in Sydney happened. It was probably my fault. I did some trial shows there in Bathurst and Dubbo as well. So just to get some time on stage. I think this is the first time me announcing this. I will be at the Melbourne Comedy Festival this year, which is very exciting. I will be there.
Shut up. I thought you were against that shit. I thought you were like, fuck those jerks. I don't want to.
No, mate. The Melbourne Comedy Festival, they stuck by me every time I've had a controversy, and I'll be there. I'll be there at the Comics Lounge, which is the best comedy club in Australia. I'll be there. I'm not sure of the dates yet. I think it's in second week of April. So
you've got to make a joke up for that?
No, this is where I'm taking the new show that I trialed last year. So this will be a brand new show.
Have you got a joke in there that you're gonna pull from your show?
It's not like one particular joke. It's just I'll find better ones to put in there, and it's not pulling it because
what's
it's
a heavy
too
one?
offensive.
Give me a heavy one you got in there.
Oh, there was some Aboriginal material that I was a bit like, oh Jesus.
Okay, give me one.
I can't. I don't know off the top of my head, and I'm not going to really reveal those jokes yet. But you can come and see. If you want to hear them, you can come and see me. When I'm coming to Byron Bay too. I'm in Byron Bay. You can come along.
private show.
Private, yeah, at your house, in
Do
your
some
cell.
jokes
I'll
about-
do it in your
Do
cell.
some jokes about Norwegians, Scandinavians.
They're all rapists. Every Scandinavian is a rapist, all right? Or have you ever watched the show Vikings? I've just finished watching it. The last season's a fucking drag, may I add. But I've just watched it, and everyone's like, oh, the kids are dressing up in Halloween as Vikings and shit. All they do is rape and kill children.
Yeah,
they're
pretty
horrible.
brutal. Yeah,
They're
brutal.
horrible. And everyone's like, oh, I'm going to wear a Viking horn. Fuck
Yeah.
you. You fucking...
They're evil.
Like,
They're
Jesus,
evil,
man.
I know.
But no, I'm not
Oh,
pulling
no.
I'm not pulling any particular joke because it's too offensive. It's just I don't want hard-hitting joke, because then the other ones sort of, they lose their value as like a shock
sure.
humor.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll see. We'll see what the next controversy is. I'm sure there'll be one.
There will be one. There will.
And that's fine. It is what it is.
All right. Well, thanks for having me.
Oh, you're going. All right. It's been a pleasure. Well, I hope you don't go to jail. All right.
Nah, look. What have I got now? 2 weeks left. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Okay,
I'm
so you
just
go
gonna
back
lay
to
low.
court in 2 weeks?
Yeah, and that'll be it. That's it. The judge said no more. He said no more adjourn. He's over it, dude. The judge is over it. I think it's made him more angry.
What's he
Serious.
like to you? I mean, I don't know if you should say that, actually. He's very nice. He's a great guy.
He has looked at me a few times. And I don't really make eye contact. I don't know why. I'm kind of scared, I guess, of him. I'm kind of scared. Oh, I don't know. Judges have such power to, they're invincible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's quite, you don't look at them. No. So look, we'll go in 2 weeks. Hopefully, well, no, that will be it. And that's it. Then I can hurry up and start making videos again. But I'm just going to have to be fucking careful.
Yeah.
Careful, because once you're in the eyes of them, look, the other guy, Luke Irwin, see him? Remember he used to go around running a man.
Who's he?
The tall guy. Luke.
Oh, nah.
Anyway.
Oh, is he the
Okay.
is he the OnlyFans guy? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway.
He was the one who was punching his own dick on OnlyFans to a photo of me, which was very
I
interesting.
seen it and I didn't believe it, but you sent it to me, and it's probably the best thing I've seen. I'm not gonna lie.
I saw that. I saw that when I was walking the dogs one day. I was just like, oh, all right, fair enough. Fuck.
Yeah, well,
As you
like
do.
as you do. But look, he was. I'm sure he was doing really well, making some really good money off Facebook for monetization, because a lot of his views were getting, he was doing really good. But then it got to the point where that's it. He couldn't make any more. I don't think he's allowed. I
Right.
really don't think he's
Because he went to jail.
I heard that.
What did he go to? Do you know what he went to jail for?
No, I think I heard something around what happened with his lawyer, done something that he shouldn't have, blah, 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 something around those lines.
Oh,
But yeah, I'll tell you what, I would really like to meet someone like that bloke, to see if they're different to what they are online, because online he seems like a real cocky, jock, like an American jock, American frat house kind of guy. But hey, he might not be in real life, and I don't know, but it'd be very interesting. But he lost his Facebook. I think he lost his Instagram account. He lost, all for, I think, and that was due to OnlyFans as well. So
right.
poor bloke's got no, he ain't got much social media anymore, really.
So
maybe he'll
there's
grow it back.
There's an article that comes up here of him, but it's behind a Daily Telegraph paywall. There's another one saying that Luke and Joel Irwin, I guess Joel's his brother or something, was charged with assault over an incident earlier this month, among others. They blew an air horn allegedly damaged some dude's eardrum. I don't know if that's the exact one, but
I think that was the last one, man. I think that was the one that.
But I think it was a combination of a lot of things. Like, he kept going to court for different things, and then the judge was just like, "Fucking."
Because that's what the judge will just have enough, and that's it. And then they'll put. I think there is a law they can put in place now where they say, "Hey, you can't upload anymore."
Right.
No more pranks.
And that's a killer if that's your job, if that's your gig.
Fuck it, you fucked.
No, I know that Luke was. Well, he must have been fucked because he started calling me out for a boxing match. I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm not boxing anyone." Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like I train and stuff, but I'm not going to box someone. Fuck, I've had enough head knocks playing footy. I don't need any more.
You wouldn't do it even to a nice guy?
Nah, well, with my so I've got this epilepsy issue.
That's right. Yeah.
So when I went to the doctors about that, I went to my neurologist, and he was like, "Mate, I don't think the head knocks from footy caused it, but they're certainly not going to make it any better." So he was like, "Maybe quitting footy was a good move." And what causes it, the epilepsy fits sometimes, is like rapid movement. I'm on medication and stuff for it, so it's been controlled for a couple of years now, which is great. But rapid movement. So like if you go and take a hit up, or you run the ball, or you make a tackle or whatever, and your head moves around back and forth, all that type of stuff, that's what can sometimes set it off. So I had a few of these whilst I was playing footy, and that was a bit shit. So I think the same would be for boxing.
That might hold you back. That might hold you back from getting in the ring then, yeah.
Yeah, the only contact sport I really do now, and I'd happily do this with anyone who wants to challenge me. I'm not very good, but is jiu-jitsu. I do a jiu-jitsu match against someone. I'm not very good, but I'm a white belt with a couple of stripes.
Yeah, just like rolling around on the floor and hugging.
Yeah, well,
there's no punching,
no, but it's just trying to choke each other out or break each other's arms or legs or tear each other's knees apart.
Oh yeah, so it's still as bad. Yeah, it's still just
dude,
as
it's
bad,
fucking hard. Well, aren't we going to do something? We're going to go to that was our next podcast. We're going to go to a gym and do a workout. We might even do a jiu-jitsu class or something. Because you're up near Byron Bay, aren't you?
I'm not kidding. I would love to get in a ring and box someone. I would fucking love it. Because I can't fight. So just the thought of seeing myself on there doing it and getting bashed, like, yeah, it'd be brilliant. I would love to. But I can't. My wrist, I've got a plate in there and it's in the wrong place. Got to get it taken out and all this sort of mumbo jumbo. But
too many wristies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or not enough.
Too much. I think it would be awesome. I watch those fighters, dude, on UFC and shit, and it's like, man, they got some fucking balls. Like, that shit's scary.
Did you watch the Conor McGregor fight against Dustin Poirier on the weekend?
I watched a replay.
Man, I shattered. I love Conor McGregor, and I have for a very long time. I love him. I love him. I think he's just fucking so good. And
why is he toned down a bit now? He's not as smart and cocky.
Well, he hasn't won in a while. He beat Cowboy Cerrone last year, but he hasn't. I think he's come to the realization, two things in the last fight particularly. Number one was he doesn't not like Dustin Poirier, and he's donating $500,000 right now to his charity, to Dustin Poirier's charity. That was the whole reason for this fight. They said, let's have a boxing match or something. We're going to donate some money because no one was fighting at the time because of the coronavirus. So it's hard to get angry at someone who you've already, you're going to help out their charity.
Conor's donating money to his charity.
Not because he lost. He was going to do it anyway.
No,
$500,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I think that's a difficult one. But also, he's
that's
trying to get
so much respect for each other.
Yeah, and when you've got respect for someone, like you saw it in the weigh-ins and stuff, they're jovial. And it was the same with the Cowboy fight. You can't drum like. McGregor's big thing was drumming up this hatred, and he did it with Jose Aldo. And Jose Aldo was this guy who was he was a champion for 10 years in the lightweight division, featherweight? No, lightweight division, whatever it was. Yeah, the Brazilian. And he was no one ever beat him. Conor got under his skin by all this disrespect, stealing his belt in a press conference, and all these crazy things. And everyone was freaking out, like, "Oh, Jose's never."
I've seen that. That was actually amazing when he took the belt. That was genius, yeah. But that's what sells tickets.
Yeah, but McGregor, he is smart. So I think maybe this loss is a good thing. I was shattered when it happened, but I think it's a good thing. It'll get him back in the octagon. Man, he was winning that fight, and then he copped these calf kicks. I saw a photo of his leg after the fight, and it blew up like a fucking balloon. So maybe that, obviously that had affected him considerably. I hope he comes back, and I hope he's better than ever, and I hope he wins the title against
That's got to be a pretty hard thing to do as well when you talk so much shit and then you lose. But he didn't really talk. but he's still, and the whole social media with all the hate that comes with it and stuff, that's got to affect you some way, unless you like concrete and you don't, read into it.
Well, you just got to not look at it. You just got to not look at it, and that's what he would do. You think he's reading comments? No way. He's got more money than anyone knows what to do with. He's not reading comments.
How much money has he got, you reckon?
Well, from that fight on the weekend, he made $5 million just from the UFC, plus the pay-per-view numbers that he would have made. He would have made a percentage from that, plus sponsorships. Man, he's making, it would be like $20, $30 million a year. I'm sure. How much? I'm going to Google it. How much did McGregor make from the Floyd Mayweather fight? I'm sure he's spending it. Don't get me wrong.
But he's not on his way anywhere near being a billionaire, or is he?
Well, I'll Google his net worth after this. Mayweather guaranteed disclosed paycheck to McGregor was $100 million.
Oh, whoa, what?
Hang on, sorry. With Mayweather, no, from the fight, yada, yada, yada. This is from Wikipedia. Mayweather apparently earned $280 million from the fight, and Conor McGregor earned $130 million from that fight alone.
So how much is Logan Paul going to get?
Fucking not that. I don't think they're going to fight. Apparently, they just put it back because no one cares anymore.
You reckon?
Yeah. So they said he's in 2016. Hang on, let it load. Let it fucking load, will you, Butterfield? Jesus Christ. $5 million. That's the disclosed one. According to Forbes, Conor McGregor's net worth is $48 million, but it'd be more than that, surely. He's also spent a lot of money, like setting up his whiskey brand and things like that. You would think that obviously that's going to be a big money maker, but it's also you got to spend a lot of money to do that.
Oh yeah.
So, or is this what they've earned this year? Okay, so he made $48 million last year.
Oh wow, so he could nearly be on his way to being half a billionaire.
Yeah. And $130 million from he's the number 16th highest paid athlete in the world last year, and he only fought once. One fucking fight. Anyway, he'll become a billionaire in his lifetime, sure of it.
You reckon?
Yeah, fucking oath. Man, with all the stuff that he would have invested so much money, he's got all this property, all these type of things. I'm sure he blew a lot of it too, but that's what rock stars do, and that's how he acts. So, I don't know.
Reckon he's got any Pokemon?
Any what?
Pokemon?
I hope so. I think he's got a couple of first edition Charizards he's not telling anyone about. He doesn't want to get picked on.
Aren't there only like 150 of them anyway in existence in PSA?
There's not many. Well, they're selling. I think the last one sold for like $380,000 US, or maybe even more.
Is that like 500 and something Australian?
Yeah, 480 or something. No, 440. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what. Let's look after the pit. I've had enough. Well, you did it to me before.
No, I'm actually having a chat.
Oh, are you? What happened before? Were you sick of me?
No, I was taking the piss and I was saying them leaving.
I was ready to wrap
I
up.
got nothing to do, man. I'm staying here for another 8 hours. Hope you're ready.
Right. Strap yourselves in, you dirtbags. So how's the merch line going?
Merch is good. Merch is really good. I think that I think that it's really, really good because it allows us to give back in some way. I've got so many ideas about, different giveaways I want to do, especially the next one I want to plan on doing is 2 jet skis.
Nice.
So there's 2 major prizes and then have a third prize, which is, I don't know, maybe $10,000 cash or I don't know, just something like that. Just something to keep people intrigued and, give back a little. I see a lot of raffles going on Facebook and shit, and I don't know, they seem kind of dodgy. But merch is good, coming up with new designs. If you stop making videos, obviously you can't come out with me. Oh, you can bring new merch out, but it doesn't suit. We'd like to make merch for a new video that, might be a scene in that video or saying, something like that. But still slogging away, working out of the garage at my house, and still kind of going. It is growing where we could head towards a warehouse, but I don't know. It's just, yeah, what do? You just kind of got to cruise with it, I guess.
So how's I know you said on the phone the other week as I was going through the McDonald's drive-through that you've been having a few issues with people turning up at your house. Is that still an issue?
Yeah. Fuck. Probably. Yeah. I hope none of those kids are watching this because then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back. It's pissing him off."
No, don't. If you are watching this, don't be a fucking idiot. Imagine if that was your house and some little fuckwit turned up at your house. You'd want to fucking headbutt him. Not that Willem would do that because he's a good law-abiding citizen.
Yeah, I get it. I've been young. When I was young, I didn't have social media, so it was different. But I'm sure if I did, and we knew where a person lived that was on there, we would go around and try and say hello. When you're young, you don't think and whatnot. But I've got an alarm clock every morning around 7 o'clock. Well, during the week, I think they're riding to school, and they're yelling out, "Get the dog! Get the dog! Let's go to the brothel!" Stuff like that. And it's just like, it makes me laugh. But the ones that kind of not aggravate me, just kind of annoy me. The ones that rock up, there's like 12 kids on my driveway with their bikes, all yelling out, "Powerfish, Powerfish." You go out there and there's, "Oh, can we have some merch? Can we?" I'm like, oh my gosh, fuck, I'm going to have to move to a gated community.
And you gave them the merch too. You can't do that.
Yeah, well.
Just say you don't have... Huh? You can't. But
well,
like,
if you don't, look, I give it to them and I say, "Please don't come back." You know what I mean? Like, can I have my privacy, please? So here you go, take this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's the wrong thing to do. Who knows?
Bro, just turn the fucking hose on the cunts. Honestly.
No, they're kids. I understand, but that's what when it comes back to, you have to understand the Powerfish as a character. You see me out in public. Fuck, say whatever the fuck you want to me. You know what I mean? You want me to be in character? You come up to me and you say, "Hey, what's going on, your dog?" I'm going to say hello. I'll tell you to get the dogs. I'll tell you to go to the fucking brothel if you want. But not at my house, I
always get people say to me, "Oh, you're much nicer than I thought you would be," which is always like a bit of a backhanded compliment.
No, I wouldn't see that. You don't come across as like a fucking angry dude. Like, yeah, that's kind of weird people say that to you.
I guess I yell at the camera, but also I yell with a smile on my face. It's like, it's not real.
Right,
like,
and you do laugh. Maybe they're actually just saying that because they see you in person. They realize how big you actually are.
Yeah, I'm pretty big. For those of you who aren't aware, big dog, big man.
You're a big dude, and if I had a problem with you, I wouldn't be going up telling you to your face. I'd be DMing you on Instagram and I'd be saying, "Hey, fuck you," That's the way it is these days. You know what I mean? I get hate. Does anyone come up to me in public? Yeah, like once or twice, but that's it.
What do they say to you? Like, is it just fishermen? Angry fishermen?
One dude. And he said, "Oh, you're a fucking pest, picking on old men, blah, blah." And anyway, it was a stage video. And I explained, I said, "Look, man, that video was fake anyway. Like, you just calm down. No, fuck you. He like wanted to fight me. And I was like, holy shit, I'm actually going to have to, I'm going to have to run, or I'm going to have to pull my pants down. I'm going to have to do one or the other. This is happening."
Yeah.
But anyway, security came over and broke it up. And I just thought, moron. Anyway, the dude was wearing his work shirt, who he works for, some seafood company. And anyway, I filmed it and I said, "Look at this idiot." And yeah, blah, blah, blah. And anyway, next minute, they're all ringing his work, and he contacts me apologizing, "Please take it down. I'm going to get fired," all this stuff. And I was just like, oh, fuck. It was a shit show.
Yeah. And you're sort of in those situations, you got to take it down. You got to go, "All right, mate, learn your lesson."
Well, you have to, yeah, exactly. It wasn't his lesson. It was his lesson to learn, but not the owners of the workplace, whatever company it was.
They shouldn't suffer. But he also shouldn't learn. He also shouldn't lose his job because he's a fuckwit. Like, I had a dude come up to me at an ATM and say, "You're a fucking racist. Let's go out the front." And it really pissed me off because, like, that's not me. And I was just like, that pissed me off for a couple. It even pisses me off now. Like, I saw the cunt that did it at a Knights game once, and I went up to him. It was at the urinal. I saw him, and I went right up real close to him and just like pissed right next to him, and just like the splatter got a little bit close, and it was great. But it just really, really upset me. Like,
did you have a look at his Johnson?
Yeah, and it was gross. I'm pretty sure it had a couple of warts. There was a bit of
Nah,
gonorrhea,
like
seepage.
you're talking like, is this someone that's got a small willy and that's not happy with themselves, so they come at you? Like, or what? Did he have a normal size?
He had
willy
red
or-
hair.
Okay, all right, that's enough.
That's enough. I don't want to look at his dick. I'll look at anyone's dick, but not a redhead's. Sorry if you're listening, you got red
That's
hair.
Zach.
You make me
You
sick.
don't look at Zach? You don't look
Huh?
at Zach's willy? You never
Nah,
seen
Zach-
Zach's willy?
Oh, I've seen it. It's fucking disgusting. Makes me sick. It's got moss on it because he hasn't used it in 6 years.
Boss man, yeah, wow.
Oh,
Fuck, he's lost
so-
some weight, eh, Zach?
No, he's doing really well, man. He's
Yeah,
he's training a
he's
lot.
looking good.
Yeah, I think
looking
he wants to get a girlfriend and stuff, and I think that's
Yeah.
wonderful. But he's forgetting that one of the things that's stopping him getting a girlfriend and getting someone who loves him is the fact that he's a horrible piece of shit, and that is a big one that you can't lose at the gym. So he just needs to work on his personality. You can't build a personality at the gym. That's his
No,
next
you
big
can't.
step.
Unfortunately, you can't. What a point. Okay, cool.
So I'm going to get out of here soon, Willem, because I got things to do.
I don't. I'm staying. I don't care. You can leave. I'm staying in.
So one
I'm
of the things we
serious.
spoke. Well, you can do that. One of the things we spoke about doing is we're going to do a documentary where we go out with some male strippers.
No,
So you're
what
still
did you
down
want
for
to
that?
do? You wanted to go to where the bro? Who's this?
Wait,
Come in.
who is this?
This is my worker. How we going, Eddie? How many orders have you done?
Mate. Oh, probably about 500 or something. There you go, mate.
Hey, mate. Do you normally have your workers in the nude?
Yeah, no, I don't allow them to wear shirts.
I like it.
No, I'm just doing a live video here.
Okay, nice.
People can see you.
Oh, shit.
I'll be out in a sec.
Oh, sick.
Go and follow Eddie at Eddie Shirtless.
He's
Right,
got a
Fish.
shirt. Look, I'm running a sweatshop. They got no fan.
Didn't you not buy him
But no.
fans?
No, fuck no, they don't deserve that. Anyway, no, you didn't want to. Hang on, what did you say? You didn't want to go to a brothel. You wanted to hire male strippers for 24. What was it? 24 hours?
We were going to go along and live the life as a male stripper for 24 hours.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we're going to do it. As soon as the borders are all all clear and all that type of stuff, we're going to do that. So
We'll
look
do it.
out for
But
that,
anyway,
ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. A big shout out to all my followers. I thank you all, and for all the support and the kind wishes, and just supporting the fish as usual means a lot, guys. So thank you very, very much, and thank you to Isaac, especially for just having a chat with me. You know what I mean? If you're one of Isaac's fans or whatever, come check me out at Willem_Powerfish. You might like me, you might want to fuck me, you might not. It doesn't matter. Anyway,
But
so,
don't
yeah.
buy his merch. Buy mine instead. It's the exact same quality. Ladies and
because
gentlemen, be a good
Isaac-
motherfucker. Look after the fish. He's not going to go to jail. Not on our watch, all right? If he needs cash, we're going to look after him, all right?
Honestly, I'll be very surprised if do you reckon anyone's going to watch this whole thing to the end?
Okay, what you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still watching this, is go to Willem's Instagram and say to him, DM him and say, I watched the whole podcast, you pig. That's all
Okay,
need
you
to
do
say.
that. You do that. I'll give you a free shirt.
Look at you trying to steal my followers, you filthy
No,
animal.
just because
Go
I don't
to-
believe it, man. That's crazy.
All right. Go to Willem's Instagram. Let him know that you watched to the end of the podcast and he's going to send you something. He'll send you something. Maybe
I'm not
some
gonna-
pubes or...
I take
You're
it.
not-
I take it.
You're not going to send... He's not going to...
Look, I got a couple of these. I'll give you some of these away.
Stop showing Brock's grit off. One of the worst cards you can get. It's not even the full art. What are you talking about? Righto. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Check us out on
Right, thank you very
Spotify,
much.
etc. Who cares? See you. Bye. Bye.